Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband,
Wife.
do you know where we are and what's been happening and what's going on?
Well, we've been sick a lot, and we were in Isaiah through chapter 10 last week.
Yes.
And that would put us where today?
Isaiah chapter 11?
Yeah, so we're getting ready to find out about more prophecy bullshit from Isaiah, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, you ready to get into this?
Sure as fuck am.
Well, let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Hey, real quick before we jump into the episode, I actually forgot we were going to do a shout out today for a new patron.
That's exciting. What a thing to forget.
Yeah, well, I didn't mean to, but I'm now I remembered, and so I'm like, okay, wait, I got to do that.
Well, yeah.
So we want to thank Marlene A.
Marlene A.
They became our newest patron on Patreon.
Marlene, thank you.
And it's always so amazing that people support us and do these things for us. It's really, really great. I think, and I didn't get a confirmation from this, but I think Marlene became a patron after we released a public Patreon episode about the Israeli-Palestinian war. So I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's true. And it's really nice to know that people like what we're doing and what we're saying.
And what we stand for.
And what we stand for. Yeah. So thank you so much, Marlene. We really, really appreciate your support. And if you too would like to become a Patreon member and get early access to our episodes, ad-free, you can get special swag. There's all kinds of cool stuff. You get to talk to us, like, in smaller circles of things. Mm-hmm. So there's that. You can go to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and become a member for as low as $2 a month.
And there's a free trial you can start with so that you can, hear everything.
That's right.
And do it all before you have even paid for anything.
Right. So go do that now.
Yes. All right, Isaiah chapter 11, here we go.
All right.
A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse.
Oh, shoot.
From his roots, a branch will bear fruit.
Man, that's not good. I don't like it when fruits branch from people.
Okay, well, I have to say something about the whole branch of Jesse thing.
Okay.
Because...
it has to do with lineage, probably, right? Okay, yeah.
And Jesse was King David's father.
Right.
And so rather than saying King David... this is supposed to be a reminder that, yes, it comes from royalty, but it started with humble beginnings. And let us not ever forget that the line fucked up a whole shit ton and got knocked down a peg.
Till it got to our sweet, sweet David. Or
no,
whatever.
No.
Oh.
King David, Jesse, King David, and then a whole bunch of people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so they all fucked up through the ages.
Right.
And now we're at, Isaiah talking about all of them and saying all of y'all are being knocked down and all of these bad things are happening.
Right.
But one of you will survive.
Got it.
And from the one that survives will come the new
king of whatever good person.
King of whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of the knowledge and fear of the Lord, and he will delight in the fear of the Lord. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes, or decide by what he hears with his ears, but with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. I mean, this feels so much like we're reading the New Testament instead of the Old Testament because everything is referencing this as a prophecy of Jesus.
I think it's feeling that way to you because you're researching this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it necessarily has to feel that way.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. And that is true. And I wish that there was some, like, not attached to Jesus-y stuff.
Maybe you should look up Jewish Bible study for these chapters.
I probably should.
Because that would be sans Jesus.
Sans Jesus would be nice. It's just so annoying because, like, everything is like, see, he foretold Jesus. And, like, the New Testament, this is one of the books that they reference a lot in the New Testament.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. You should look up Jewish Bible study for this chapter.
Yeah.
Because that would, not have Jesus in it.
Yeah. It's just that when we think of the Bible, we always think of Christian and Jesus.
We do in America, sure.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. So, yeah, I need to change my research methods.
Or combine both of them.
I don't want to combine them. I want to get rid of Jesus altogether. He's so annoying. Like, I mean, I don't want to read this with the understanding that they're probably talking, here comes Jesus. Y'all get ready for Jesus.
I'm annoyed with Jesus because Jesus is like the light, fluffy version of this horrible, fucking pissed off, jealous asshole God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, fuck you. He's still a jealous, pissed off asshole God.
Mm-hmm.
And no amount of Jesus can change that.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's true. Like, but we're not even at Jesus yet, but we already have to talk about him. And I hate that. I hate it. I don't want to.
Right.
Anyway, he will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, with the breath of his lips, he will slay the wicked.
Wow.
Yeah. He's going to burp all over them.
Right. And that's one hell of a burp.
His breath is going to, like, wipe them out.
Yeah.
That sounds like me in the morning. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. The wolf will live with the lamb. The leopard will lie down with the goat. The calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. Doesn't that sound so New Testament?
I mean, he didn't lead them as a child, so...
No, but there's, like, have you heard that quote? And the lamb laid down with the lion, and the lion laid down with the lamb.
But again, they retrofit this, and when they wrote the new... I mean, it just... They wanted this to fit. They made it fit.
Yeah.
That's how you make a profit. So...
The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox instead of meat.
That sounds really wrong.
We're all going to go back correct. We're all going to go back to being vegetarians.
Yeah, I don't think that, you know what, Jesus hypothetically came, right? According to the Bible.
According to the New Testament.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't actually think that lions stopped eating meat. And
that is true.
I'm just saying.
But they're like, no, he's coming again, though. And I'm like, that's not what your first one said. I'm reading it.
Yeah, they just said he's coming. They didn't say he's coming twice.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's up with that?
It's true. I think it's interesting that we're all supposed to revert to veganism or vegetarianism.
Yeah.
And yet Christians don't like that. They're like, them damn liberal granola moms and those damn liberal vegetarian people that are California, and their avocados and whatever. And I'm like, but it's in your Bible.
Right. The lions are even going to become vegan.
Yeah. So fuck off.
Right.
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Right.
You meat eater.
Yeah.
The infant will play near the cobra's den. And
that's
the young,
really dumb.
Yeah, don't do it. I mean, even, what's his name? Steve Irwin? Even he died.
Yeah, that was sad. I like that guy.
I know. But his kids are so sweet, and they're just like him.
Yeah.
And they're fun, and they have those Australian accents.
Right,
and
right.
They do wildlife stuff. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Although,
that.
I mean, every time you watch Steve Irwin, you had to be like, dude, you're going to get yourself killed, man.
And then he did.
Yeah,
but he died the way he wanted to,
I don't think he wanted to die.
No, but he died the way he lived.
Right,
He died at the height of doing what he loved to do.
Sure.
And that is kind of amazing. We can't all say that,
Right.
Like, will I die at my keyboard, because I love writing? Probably not. I'll probably, die in a car accident.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, they will. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if you? I mean, it wouldn't be funny if you died, but wouldn't it be? No, not at all. But wouldn't it be funny if when you did die, if it was like on a chessboard? That would be funny, right?
God.
Like let's all of us think about not dying, not that we want to die, but if we gotta die, like, what is it that we would want to die doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you love so much that you hope that that's what you're doing as you die?
Right.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lordess, the waters covering the sea.
The what? The Lordess?
Lordas, Lordas.
Okay.
The waters cover the sea.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
That's
a question.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We should write that down.
Definitely.
What's a Lordess?
Yeah.
A lardass?
What's up with whatever. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
That was a weird statement.
Mm-hmm. The waters cover the sea.
Of course they do. The waters are the fucking sea.
In that day, the root of... That's like saying the peanut butter covered the peanut butter sandwich. Right? Yes, it did.
Right.
And also the jelly.
It's more like saying the peanut butter covered the peanut butter.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying there.
Right.
Yeah. In that day, the root of Jesse, not Jesus, the root of Jesse will stand as a banner for the peoples. The nations will rally to him, and his resting place will be glorious. In that day, the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to reclaim the surviving remnant of his people from Assyria, from Lower Egypt, from Upper Egypt, from Cush, from Elam, from Babylonia, from Hamath, from the islands of the Mediterranean. He will raise a banner for the nations, just those ones over there.
Yeah.
And gather the exiles of Israel. He will assemble the scattered people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth.
Well, as I recall, they came back from exile well before Jesus was born.
And when you say four quarters of the earth, do you mean the four quarters of just that little part of that one continent?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not the earth then.
No, not the earth.
Okay. Ephraim's jealousy will vanish, and Judah's enemies will be destroyed. Ephraim will not be jealous of Judah, nor Judah hostile toward Ephraim. They will swoop down on the slopes of Philistia to the west. Together they will plunder the people to the east. They're going to plunder them. That doesn't sound peaceful.
Nice. Right.
They will subdue Edom and Moab.
Okay.
And the Ammonites will be subject to them.
Wait, weren't all these people supposed to be like wiped off the planet?
They were.
Well, they obviously weren't.
No, they were supposed to be. Yes,
right, they were supposed to be. Yeah, right.
Yeah. The Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea. Oh,
that's not
magic.
nice.
With a scorching wind, he will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River. He will break it up into 7 streams, because 7 is a magic number.
Right.
I don't know if you know that.
Right. So is 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also 42 is the answer.
Right.
42.
To life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Douglas Adams.
I know. He missed
Just
that.
making sure.
The Bible missed that one.
Yeah, it did. Sure did.
Yeah. He will break it up into 7 streams so that anyone can cross over in sandals. And flip-flops.
Because that's important.
It's to show how dry it will be, that they could, their feet won't get wet. They can cross even in sandals.
Yeah.
It's just a funny way to phrase it.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria, as there was for Israel when they came up from Egypt. The end. I have to question the use of the word highway there.
Is it a highway to hell?
Well, yeah. And a stairway to heaven. But it's just, why would they use the word highway? I don't think they would. I feel like that was a bad translation of that word into modern day usage.
I don't know. I mean,
you really think that way back in the desert before cars that they use the word highway?
Well, no, I think highway kind of means like a direct throughput
direct
to
route.
a specific I-70 crosses the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a direct line from one side of the country to the other side of the country instead of zigzagging all over the damn place. So a highway is more of just a direct route,
So why not say there will be a direct route?
Because highway makes you think of I-70 or I-75 or whatever, it makes you think of highways.
All right, listen. I think that that's a bad choice of word. It took me right out of, like, I'm trying to, imagine these old-timey days.
Yeah.
That took me right out.
Okay.
Nope, I'm not for it.
All right.
But anyway,
right.
That's the end of that chapter.
All right. So we got nothing else then, huh? Today?
Nothing else today.
Right now? All right. Well, that was Isaiah chapter 11.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow with
Isaiah chapter 12.
We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know where we are and what the hell we're up to?
We are in Isaiah, and I know yesterday we just did chapter 11.
Correct.
And honestly, it wasn't very memorable to me, but I remember something about them being vegetarians, and I don't know. Something along those lines.
The lion will lay with the lamb.
That's right.
A child will come. It was prophecy shit.
Yeah. That's right.
It was all that
God's
stuff.
going to make everybody be happy and wonderful after he kills them all.
Yeah.
Right,
with
right.
those 2 people that remain or whatever. Yeah.
So that was Isaiah chapter 11.
Sure as fuck was.
Also, real quick, if you're in Ohio, go fucking vote tomorrow.
Yes, please.
No, today. Today. Go vote today.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to say that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Vote yes on issue 1.
Yes, vote.
Also, I like weed, so vote yes on issue 2, too.
Yeah. It's a yes for me, dog. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We were on chapter 11. Now today we're doing
chapter 12.
All right.
Isaiah chapter 12.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are getting into Isaiah chapter 12.
Okay.
And I know that we weren't doing Q&As until Saturday, so I'm not supposed to be giving my 2 cents here, but I would like to preface before I go into this that this chapter is actually written by somebody else and was just tacked in later.
Okay. So you're just giving us your 1 cent.
Right.
We'll get your 2 cents later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could talk about this after, or we could talk about this on Saturday. It comes out of the blue, and so I wanted you to know why what we're about to hear is not part of, yes.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, chapter 12.
Chapter 12.
In that day you will say, I will praise you, Lord. Although you were angry with me, your anger is turned away, and you have comforted me. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord himself is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give praise to the Lord.
What the fuck? This is some sort of... This isn't Isaiah. This isn't anything. What the fuck is this?
It's about praising the Lord. Literally.
But why is this just like stuck in the middle of fucking Isaiah?
Do you want me to answer your question?
Maybe.
Let me finish.
This is a short chapter, so
let me just finish.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Give praise to the Lord. Proclaim his name. Make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel among you.
Oh, hold on. Okay. This motherfucker just got done, saying he's going to kill everybody except for a few people, and then he's going to kill the people that were killing them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's nothing good happening.
No.
Except for that they have to then fear the Lord so that he doesn't kill them anymore.
Because fear and love are interchangeable in olden days.
Yeah, I guess. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, we're sitting here listening to someone exalt the Lord and worship the Lord and sing his praises. And wow, this is annoying.
It is so annoying.
It's so ill-placed.
It is very ill-placed. And here's the thing. So first of all, those are not really part of Isaiah's prophecies. Okay. And that is not Isaiah's words.
That's really weird.
Yeah. It's just 2 little songs that were found in and amongst all the other stuff.
Okay.
So it just kind of ended up there.
They just threw them in.
Yeah.
It was whatever, throw it there.
It's kind of like if you picked up a bunch of papers off of somebody's desk, right? And then you shuffled them all into one pile. and most of them went together, and when you like sorted through them, you could put them, like they all had the page number in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
And so you like went ahead and reshuffled them and put them in the right order. But then you had these two other ones, and they were like, well, these were in this pile, but they don't have, just stuff them in the deck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they did that.
Yeah,
Okay?
obviously.
Yeah. So it has been argued that the short songs in this chapter contain little of the distinctive language used elsewhere by Isaiah.
Yeah.
And were probably a later addition to the book. Okay.
I think that's fairly obvious.
Yeah, that was postulated early on.
Right.
And this opinion has slowly won wide acceptance now among biblical scholars. Like,
I don't know how you read that and not be like,
right?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, where did that come from? Yeah. So
it's
that's why.
misplaced.
It's just extra shit. It's bullshit. It's nonsense. And it was just stuff there.
Well, whatever. After all that exalting of the Lord, this is going to be a really short day. So I'm going to go into something else real quick here.
Okay.
I just wanted to state out loud that while wife and kid was sick this week and I had a couple days to screw around with things, I redid our entire merch shop.
You did.
And it looks fantastic.
It does.
And I kind of minimalized a lot of the choices and made it more logo-centric. So I highly suggest you head over to check it out. You can get to it right from our webpage, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, and then just go to the page that says merch.
Yeah.
So definitely go check that out.
Go check it out. It looks great.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like a connoisseur of website art stuff, and I think it looks nice. I was like, nice. Well done, husband.
Right.
You did great on it.
Do you have anything else to add for our podcast today?
Just don't forget to vote, Ohio.
Yeah, please, if you're in Ohio, vote.
Just go vote.
I mean, do it.
I mean, anywhere that's voting, vote.
Right. But Ohio, we live here, and today is very important.
Yeah,
so
vote yes
definitely
on one,
don't forget
and then
to do
vote
it.
yes on two, and then vote blue no matter who, and all the way down. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Just do it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Sorry this was such a short episode today.
It's not our fault.
We'll be back to, so today was, chapter 12.
Yes.
And we'll be back tomorrow with
Isaiah chapter 13.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know where the fuck we are and what the fuck we're doing?
We are in Isaiah.
We are!
And it seems very much like we talked about a song last time that didn't really fit in with the rest of Isaiah.
It was just a sudden, hey, praise Jesus, but not Jesus, but God.
Right.
Almost Jesus, but not quite. It's really God.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did not fit in the book.
But praise him.
Right.
Sing-a-ling-a-ding-ding.
Sounded very much like other stuff from the Bible that we've read, but not Isaiah.
Right. No. Yeah.
So, out of place completely.
Totally.
Maybe we'll get back to prophesizing doom and disaster.
The
soon.
first word in this chapter is a prophecy. So, yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Last time we read Isaiah chapter 12.
Correct.
Which means that today we're getting into
Isaiah chapter 13.
You ready to do this?
Okie dokie.
Let's do it.
All right. Isaiah chapter 13.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
It's a prophecy.
Is it a prophecy?
It starts out that way. It goes, a prophecy against Babylon that Isaiah, son of Amoz, saw. He saw a prophecy.
I think we already established that, didn't we?
Well, he's going to see it big time right now. They're going to talk about it.
All right.
Okay. Raise a banner on a bare hilltop. Shout to them.
Okay. All right.
Beckon to them to enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded those I prepared for battle. I have summoned my warriors to carry out my wrath, those who rejoice in my triumph. Listen, a noise on the mountains, like that of a great multitude. Listen, an uproar among the kingdoms, like nations massing together.
Okay. I'm assuming these are the non-Israelite nations that are... Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going down.
Right.
They're getting it.
Got it.
The Lord Almighty is mustering an army for war. Mustard. I don't even like mustard.
I love mustard.
You know what? I like mustard on a hot dog.
I love mustard on lots of things.
You love mustard on motherfucking pretzels, and I hate you for that.
I would dip steak in it, honestly, if I had nothing else to use.
That is really gross. Like, how am I married to you? That is disgusting. Ew. But I do like mustard on a really good hot dog. That sounds good right now.
Yeah, definitely that.
Oh, let's have hot dogs for dinner tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think we have dogs. I think we just need to get some buns. Let's do that, okay?
Right. Okay.
They come from faraway lands, from the ends of the heavens, the Lord and the weapons of his wrath, to destroy the whole country.
The whole country.
That whole one.
Yeah, the one that he loves so much.
He love it.
But also hates, mostly, apparently.
You only kill the ones you love, question mark? They say in writing to kill your darlings, but I don't think that that's what they mean.
Right.
Whale! Just kidding. It doesn't say whale. It says whale. Like, not W-E-L-L, but like cry out. Whale.
Okay.
W-A-I-L.
Whale.
Yeah, but the way I said it was funnier. You know, whale!
Yeah, but it makes it a little, yeah. You can't understand what you're saying.
Whale, for the day of the Lord is near.
Whale. Because the day of the Lord is near. Got
it. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Well. I'm sorry. This chapter is making me laugh. I apologize.
Okay.
Because of this, all hands will go limp. Every heart will melt with fear. The word limp is never not funny.
Apparently.
Terror will seize them. Pain and anguish will grip them. They will writhe like a woman in labor. Does a woman in labor writhe? I mean...
This is just really weird. Like, I mean, why... He seems like he's kind of getting off on the whole, like, I'm going to kill y'all type thing. Here.
Right? Like, we've got...
He's really enjoying how much pain and anguish and shit they're all going to be in.
And it's going to be like a woman in labor.
Apparently.
That's exciting.
But this is men writing this.
Men don't know.
Men don't know shit. Especially men back then.
Yeah. I don't want to hear your shit.
Right.
Honestly. Like, don't tell me about the pain I endured. Just don't.
Right,
you know?
right.
Well, guess what? They ain't going to be talking about it in Ohio for a minute because we just got our abortion rights codified.
That's right. And weed legalized.
I know. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
For no particular reason. They will look aghast at each other. Oh, their faces aflame. See, the day of the Lord is coming. A cruel day with wrath and fierce anger.
Yeah.
To make the land desolate and destroy the sinners within it.
Okay.
Destroy. The stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. The rising... I don't think that's how science works.
Yeah, right?
The rising sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light.
Wow.
This is like very like last days kind of stuff.
Right, yeah. And it's also like, I mean, he's doing shit like back in, what was that, Joshua, where he stopped the sun in the sky for 3 days or whatever? Mm-hmm. Like he's bending,
bending space and time.
Right, yeah.
I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty and will humble the pride of the ruthless. Yeah, get 'em. I will make people scarcer than pure gold.
Wow.
More rare than the gold of Ophir. I hate it when there's not enough gold to go around.
It sounds to me he's just, like, I think God is just a really fucking bad manager.
Yeah.
Because he can't, once you get to a certain point, he's like, just kill them all.
Start over.
I can't do this anymore. Jesus Christ.
He's restructuring the company.
Yeah.
Therefore, I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will shake from its place at the wrath of the Lord Almighty in the day of his burning anger. Like a hunted gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd. They will all return to their own people. They will flee to their native land. Whoever is captured will be thrust through.
Whoa.
All who... Oh, wait.
That's killed with the...
Yeah, I wasn't picturing it because I was just reading it. Whoever's captured will be thrust through.
Right.
Okay, got it. Like stabbled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All who are caught will fall by the sword.
So basically, don't get caught.
Yeah, murdery, death, murder, stab.
Right.
Oh no. Their infants will be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
Oh,
why?
That's sad.
That needed a trigger warning, y'all. I hate that shit.
Also, why is God killing infants? That's
because God
his infants. Like these are his people.
Yeah. I hate this book. This book is mean. It's not enjoyable at all. I'm not finding any kind of spirituality and goodness in it.
No, it's just a lot of anger, bullshit, and jealousy.
Man pride.
Yeah.
Their houses will be looted and their wives violated.
Of course.
Because of course.
That makes total sense. That's what God always would do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what we do to our enemies. We kill their babies and rape their wives.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's what God wants, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. See, I will stir up against them the Medes who do not care for silver and have no delight in gold. Their bows will strike down the young men. They will have no mercy on infants, nor will they look with compassion on children. I mean, like, they just killed all my joy. They are murderers just by using these words.
Well, yeah.
Because I was, like, laughing and having a good time, and then they started talking about, like, killing babies and children.
Right.
And I hate this book. Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the pride and glory of the Babylonians, will be overthrown by God like Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Get them.
Except for at least then they had the decency to throw like asteroids or something at them and kill them quickly. Here they're, chasing them down with murderous assholes who also rape their wives and, kill their babies. So it seems a little more cruel.
Yeah. And enjoying it. God is just watching this with glee.
Right.
She will never be inhabited or lived in through all generations. There no nomads will pitch their tents. I can't even laugh at that. There no shepherds will rest their flocks.
Okay.
Like, pitch their tents should always be funny. And I can't even laugh.
But not this time.
It's not funny this time.
Right.
But desert creatures will lie there. Jackals will fill her houses. There the owls will dwell. And there the wild goats will leap about. So,
I thought he was leaving some. But this sounds like he's killing them all.
He's talking about Babylon right now. Babylon will fall.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I wonder if anybody lives in the Babylonian area. I'm not familiar with geography, as our listeners will know.
They do.
So then he lied.
Right. Well, I mean, he also said that all the Amorites would die and all the...
But he said nobody would live on that land ever again.
Right. And well, this book is full of how many... I mean, we do an episode at the end of every book that's a contradictions episode. So
well,
there's really one surprise me. Yeah.
There's a free one.
Right.
Hyenas will inhabit her strongholds, jackals her luxurious palaces. Her time is at hand and her days will not be prolonged. The motherfucking end.
Okay.
That was
Are you sure this was Babylon that he was railing against? I thought
there was... Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the pride and glory of the Babylonians will be overthrown.
Oh, okay.
And she will never be inhabited or lived in.
Okay. I just no, you're good. I missed that bit, I guess. So.
Well, it does help that I have read some notes.
I can't keep track of who he's killing, really. So.
He's killing everybody.
Well, yeah, right.
He's a capricious, mercurial son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a lot to add other than God's a dick, which is just a theme for us pretty much throughout the Old Testament thus far.
Look, there's a lot of people that I don't like on this planet, and I could name even some of them, personally, like by name.
Right.
And I would not wish this on their children or their spouses.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, what kind of person wishes this on their enemies?
Well, I mean...
Gleefully.
God, apparently.
God and Christians.
God of the Bible.
And Christians who follow
right,
God.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can't.
Well, this is why it's... This is why I feel like we have to read this.
Yes.
Because I don't really feel like people understand how disturbing this book is,
Right.
and how much bullshit is in here. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel it's our duty to read this and share what's in there and just read it as it is and all that. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, that was Isaiah chapter 13.
Yeah, it was.
And we will be back tomorrow with
Isaiah chapter 14.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know where we are and what's happening and what we're doing?
Well, we are still in Isaiah, and I believe yesterday we went over Isaiah chapter 13.
We sure as fuck did.
And there was some they were killing all the Babylonians.
The Babylons.
Babylonians, yeah. And that was I guess fun in God's eyes, maybe.
Yeah,
he was having fun with that, maybe.
There was some baby killing and woman raping.
Right.
happening.
It just seemed too
aggressive
and maybe like too
gleefully murderous.
Yes.
Unnecessarily excited to go get them.
It was a bit much. Over the top. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So that was Isaiah chapter 13.
Yes.
And today we're going to be going over
Isaiah chapter 14.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, Isaiah chapter 14.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I am. I'm ready.
The Lord will have compassion on Jacob.
I call bullshit.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by the word compassion, right?
Yeah, is he saying this to the people he already fucking killed, or is this just the ones that are still alive?
Yeah, I don't know. Once again, he will choose Israel and will settle them in their own land.
Right.
After having killed them, he'll choose them.
A bunch of them. Then he destroyed the fucking Babylonians. And their babies, and now he's back to compassion.
Yeah,
that's mighty nice of him.
Oh, guess what?
What?
Foreigners will join them and unite with the descendants of Jacob.
Probably because there's
not a lot left.
I thought he killed them all.
No,
I mean, just the Babylonians. Maybe like the surrounding groups were like, Jesus Christ, let's go fucking join them.
Well, I mean,
we don't want to end up on his bad side.
I don't think they have a lot of choice. There's not a lot of people left.
Right.
Right? Like. He killed them all.
Yeah, right.
Nations will take them and bring them to their own place, and Israel will take possession of the nations and make them male and female servants in the Lord's land.
Oh, I see. So they're not going to join them. They're going to become slaves of.
That's not the same.
That's totally different.
That doesn't equal the same.
Yeah, the way they tried to phrase that initially was incorrect.
Let's all go on a trip together is not the same thing as get over here. I have a rope around you and I'm dragging you behind me.
What a bunch of bullshit.
That is not the same.
They made it sound like they were like happy and joining them.
Yeah.
That is not slavery is not joining anything.
No.
That's being forced into.
Against your will.
Right.
And even if it is your will, if you didn't get to walk on your own two fucking feet.
But here's the bullshit of this, right? Somebody out there would be like, but it says they joined them.
Right.
Like they're going to, like, they would quote the fucking line from the Bible, like, see, it says here they joined them.
Yeah, they did.
But they leave out the next fucking sentence.
Which is that, but they were slaves and servants.
Jesus Christ.
They were kidnapped. They were taken. They were forced.
This is what you can't, people tell me all the time, it doesn't say that. I'm like, it fucking does. It says it right there.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you didn't read your own book.
Right? Yeah, that's all that it boils down to. There is definitely fucking slavery in this book. All over the fucking place.
Yeah, definitely. They will make captives of their captors and rule over their oppressors, because vengeance is always a good way to live.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. 2 wrongs always make a right. That's what I learned from the Bible. On the day the Lord gives you relief from your suffering and turmoil and from the harsh labor forced on you, you will take up this taunt against the king of Babylon.
Oh, now we're going to taunt them. Okay.
Here's the taunt.
Okay,
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How the oppressor has come to an end. How his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the rod of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers, which in anger struck down peoples with unceasing blows, and in fury subdued nations with relentless aggression. All the lands are at rest and at peace. They break into singing. Even the junipers and the cedars of Lebanon gloat over you and say, now that you have been laid low, no one comes to cut us down. Nya, nya, nya.
Wow, this is I mean,
Childish?
what the fuck? Yeah.
This is, oh, how the turns have tabled. Look, when somebody punches you and then you get up and you punch them back, I'm not saying that there's not a little bit of gloating to be had.
Right.
But to stand there taunting and then, like, enslave them.
Okay, but this is what gets me. This is God, right? God's doing this, and they're speaking in response to something God is telling them to say, or at least agreeing that they should say it, right?
Right.
So God is literally taunting his quote unquote enemies.
Yeah.
Or whatever. His enemies that he used to kill his own fucking people. Like, this whole scenario is so fucked. It's not even funny.
Yeah. This takes the worst TV show and makes that a good TV show. The realm of the dead below is all astir to meet you at your coming. I like to meet you at your coming.
It's the first instance of them threatening their enemies with hell.
Yeah,
you're gonna go to hell.
It rouses the spirits of the departed to greet you. All those who were leaders in the world. Oh, an ad popped up. It makes them rise from their thrones. All those who were kings over the nations. They will all respond, and they will say to you, you also have become weak as we are. You have become like us. Na 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 na.
Wow.
Right?
This is a long taunt.
We're weak and you're weak. Ha 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 ha. Right? Like, what? That's not.
I think it's you're weak and just like we were weak.
But it says we are weak and now you are too.
Whatever.
Boom.
Yeah. Obviously, they're more weak because they're slaves now. Apparently.
Okay, but that's not a brag. Like, we're weak and now you're weak too. Boom. Like, that's not the brag and gloat that you think it is.
You know, I would say the people that are underprivileged now in society are the workers of America that work in these shitty jobs for next to nothing as far as wages, right? Mm-hmm. I would never consider taunting them for having a better job or a better place in life or anything like that. But you know why?
Because you're not an asshole?
Well, because they still control what ends up in your food.
Right?
And so do these slaves.
Yeah.
You know, like for Israel, they're very much doing work for you. So maybe don't do that. Maybe
not be shitty to the people that you think are quote unquote beneath you.
You are going to laugh, I guess, or something, but little do you know what you're actually eating. And it's probably not what you wanted to eat.
Moreover, like you laugh and then you laugh and then you laugh and then they all go on strike and nobody can buy cars at your plants. Right?
Yeah.
You laugh and then you laugh and then you laugh and the actors are on strike.
Yeah.
So there's no movies to be made.
Right. Except for strikes back then looked more like war.
Right. So, right. I'm just saying, like, be careful who you piss on.
Right.
And maybe don't piss on people.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Right.
Don't be an asshole.
Right.
How fucking hard is it to just not be an asshole?
It's apparently pretty hard. I've gathered.
The whole Bible is how to be an asshole.
Well, general human history is how to be an asshole. So, I mean, that's not especially exclusive to the Bible.
No, I know. It's just that's what we're reading right now.
Right. No, I just wanted to point
that
out that that's not specifically a Bible thing necessarily.
I know. It's just very painful, but there is some happiness to be had in that we just had Ohio codify abortion rights into state law and to legalize weed.
Yeah, take that, Republicans.
Recreational weed. So, boom.
Nah.
Right? Like, you suck. You suck.
No, you know what? I'd be happy to have a legitimate conversation with somebody about those issues, That's the thing. I don't want to taunt people about it. I'd love to have actual dialogue with people about why they think this is wrong and why other people don't. Like I crave that kind of conversation.
But you can't have a conversation with somebody who says, period, the end, abortions mean murder.
Right.
And that's where the conversation stops.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you can't.
It's very rarely a conversation.
No.
Because there is no give.
They can't hear you because they've already decided that they know all the science that there needs to know for that.
Right.
So, all your pomp has been brought down to the grave, but not your circumstance, just your pomp. Along with the noise of your harps, maggots are spread out beneath you and worms cover you. Meow, meow.
Okay.
How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn.
Ooh.
You have been cast down to the earth. You who once laid low the nations. Now they're making fun of Satan.
Right?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You might want to watch your P's and Q's there, sir.
I mean, I don't know. This is they haven't referred to Satan a lot in the OT, so this is interesting.
I'm not trying to make fun of Satan, though. That sounds stupid.
Right.
Like, why invite that?
Yeah.
Ooh. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. Zaphon Beeblebrox? JK. That would be Zaphod, not Zaphon.
Right.
I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Meow, meow, meow. Those who see you stare at you. They ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? The man who made the world a wilderness, who overthrew its cities and would not let his captives go home?
So wait a second. I have a question because it sounds almost like they're saying that the Babylonian king is essentially Lucifer. Like he was raised up by God to defeat all these groups, and then now because they referred to this person as the morning star, which also is Lucifer, right? So maybe I'm interpreting this wrong, and I probably am, but it sounds like they're referring to the Babylonian king as.
No, they stopped talking about Babylon. Now they're specifically talking about Lucifer. Oh. They're saying they are talking to Lucifer.
But are they saying that Lucifer was the one? Are they trying to blame this whole thing on Lucifer now?
No, they were like, first we were making fun of Babylon because you thought you were big, but you're nothing. And they're like, speaking of people that think they're big and are nothing, look at you, Lucifer Morningstar. You thought you were big and going to take over the planet, but we showed you, didn't we?
Okay.
Yeah. Like, we showed you when God killed us, too.
Got it.
Look at how we brought you down by not
doing anything.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, no, they're on their high horse making fun of everybody. Okay. Including Lucifer.
All right.
Yeah. All the kings of the nations lie in state, each in his own tomb. But you are cast out of your tomb like a rejected branch. You are covered with the slain, with those pierced by the sword, those who descend to the stones of the pit. Like a corpse trampled underfoot, you will not join them in burial, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Now he's back to talking about the Babylonians.
Got it.
Let the offspring of the wicked never be mentioned again. Nah. We're still talking about Babylon today.
Well, this is why it's confusing, though, because they're switching back between maybe sort of ish talk. Like, I'm not sure they really know what the devil and Satan is yet.
Right.
So it could be just a stand-in for really shitty person who's powerful.
Could be. I don't know. I'm not convinced, but I'll leave open the possibility for that.
Okay.
Prepare a place to slaughter his children for the sins of their ancestors. Yeah. We like to kill kids for the things that their grandparents did. That's always exciting.
Well, definitely God likes to punish them anyway.
They are not to rise to inherit the land and cover the earth with their cities. I will rise up against them, declares the Lord Almighty. I will wipe out Babylon's name and survivors, her offspring and descendants, declares the Lord.
Okay.
I will turn her into a place for owls and into swampland. I will sweep her with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord Almighty.
Okay. That's very, declarative. Actually,
yes. The broom. I will sweep them with the broom of destruction.
Right.
If that does not end up a line in my next book, I will be very disappointed in myself. The Lord Almighty has sworn, surely as I have planned, so it will be, and as I have purposed, so it will happen. I will crush the Assyrian in my land. Oh, now he's moved on to the Assyrians. On my mountains I will trample him down. His yoke will be taken from my people, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the plan determined for the whole world. This is the hand stretched out over all nations. For the Lord Almighty has purposed, and who can thwart him?
I don't know.
His hand is stretched out, and who can turn it back?
I'm not sure.
Oh, here we go. Now we're going to talk about Philistia.
Philistia?
Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Some more surrounding people, I guess.
All right.
This prophecy came in the year King Ahaz died.
Okay.
Do not rejoice, all you Philistines, that the rod that struck you is broken. From the root of that snake will spring up a viper. Its fruit will be a darting, venomous serpent. The poorest of the poor will find pasture, and the needy will lie down in safety. But your root I will destroy by famine. It will slay your survivors. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
You remember earlier in the Bible, he didn't seem to give two fucks about the neighboring groups unless they tried to attack his people, right?
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they've branched out. So like I'm assuming like populations have grown, right? And we're all of a sudden this is just history in general caring more about their neighbors, right?
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we suddenly care about the neighbors and we want them all dead. Apparently,
yes, we do.
They're all to die, and or be slaves.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just clarifying because like we really didn't give a fuck about them unless they were sitting in
the land
occupying our land that we want. Yeah, right.
Not our land.
Not
the
our
land we wanted.
Their land, but yeah,
the land we wanted to live on, and
the
they were
Israelites,
in our way.
Right.
Yeah. Wail, you gate! Howl, you city! Melt away, all you Philistines! Oh, that sounds like something Shakespeare would say. I guess he read his Bible good.
I guess.
A cloud of smoke comes from the north, and there is not a straggler in its ranks. What answer shall be given to the envoys of that nation? The Lord has established Zion, and in her his afflicted people will find refuge. The end.
There you go, refuge.
Refuge. Yeah.
That was it.
Yep, that was
it. That was all the killing of neighbors today that we need to go over. Jesus, that was a lot of fucking
murder and mayhem.
Right. Yeah. And taunting, like the taunting, just that really gets me. Like it's not just that we're going to kill them all; we're going to taunt them as well. And yes, I understand that they killed you, but according to your own fucking Bible. According to your own fucking Bible, your God is the one that sent them after you in the first place, and then he turns around and kills them.
Right.
And then you taunt them.
And make them slaves.
Like, how fucked is that? That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Very, very bad parenting, very bad kids. The whole family got to go.
Right? This is not good behavior in any way whatsoever.
No, not for it.
I am not either. I think this is complete and utter bullshit.
I'm not a fan of Isaiah.
No, I get the impression that he's like the MAGA crowd, the Make Israel Great Again crowd.
Mega nice.
Yeah. And he has a lot of that same rhetoric and tone. You know, it feels like to me.
I agree.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else to go over before we close this out? Because we're doing our Q&As now on Saturdays again.
Right.
I think that was pretty much it. Is that right?
That's all I got for today.
All right. So that was Isaiah chapter 14.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow with
Isaiah chapter 15.
We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened and where we are?
Yeah, I believe in the last chapter we had the foreigners, they joined the Israelites.
I think joined is doing some heavy lifting.
It was doing some heavy lifting there because it meant slavery.
It did.
Yeah, I don't know how they got from joined slavery, but that's what they meant by
They
it was slavery.
They didn't just be like, "Hey, can I come be your slave? How would you guys mind if I slave for you?"
That's not generally how that goes.
That would be joining, and that did not happen.
No, that did not happen. They did not join. They
were enslaved.
They were enslaved. Yes. And so that was Isaiah chapter 14.
Sure as fuck was.
And so today's Friday, and we are reading Isaiah. Or I'm sorry, what are we reading today?
Isaiah,
I apologize. I was jumping the gun here.
You were. Today we are reading Isaiah chapter 15.
All right, you ready to do this?
I sure am.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. All right, Isaiah chapter 15.
Okay.
We're doing more prophecies.
Well, I mean, it is Isaiah, and Isaiah is a prophet. So
he says,
it kind of makes sense.
That is what he says. But this one is about Moab.
Okay.
The first verse goes, a prophecy against Moab.
A prophecy against Moab.
Mm-hmm.
So this can't be good for Moab.
It's not going to be good.
Or the Moabites.
R in Moab is ruined. R,
okay.
A-R.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a place called R. It's in Moab, and it's ruined. Destroyed in a night.
And then, okay.
All right. Kir, K-I-R.
Yeah.
In Moab is ruined.
Oh, shit.
Destroyed in a night.
Is this Israel warring against them, or is God just like smashing them with magma flames or something?
Like boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. What's going on here?
I don't know, but they got destroyed in a night.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if it was the same night.
Okay. All right. Okay? Yeah.
But two places are done each in a night. Might have been the same night.
Some cities of some indeterminate size are gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dibon, D-I-B-O-N.
It's Dagon.
What the hell?
I'm just taking a guess here. I figured it was gone.
Dibon is Dagon. That wasn't right.
No, it wasn't right. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dibon.
I feel bad for those people thousands of years ago.
Dibonites. Okay, it goes up to its temple, to its high places, to weep.
Okay.
See, they're weeping.
Okay, yeah.
Moab wails over Nebo and Medeba.
Okay.
Every head is shaved and every beard cut off.
Because they're wailing and they're sad because all these cities are gone overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to their high places because they worshipped their high places on top of mountains.
Yes.
That's where they built their altars because they were not godly.
Or something.
And that's not, even though godly people sometimes build altars on top of mountains.
Right.
So okay. I'm just trying to figure this all out in my head here.
Maybe it was the wrong god or
it was
whatever.
it was the wrong god, I'm sure. Yeah.
In the streets they wear sackcloth. On the roofs and in the public squares they all wail.
See, they are similar to the Israelites. They wear sackcloth when they want to cry and
prostrate with weeping.
Yeah.
They're very sad.
Okay.
They are much like the other people in that when God smites their people, they are sad about it.
I mean, I think
smiting always
people
makes
in general sad. React very similarly to shitty things happening to them.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
People get sad over sad things.
And when we cause sad things, we, in fact, are the bad guy.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Heshbon and Eliala cry out.
Okay.
Their voices are heard all the way to Jahaz.
All that way.
That's a far way.
It's apparently a far way.
From what I understand.
Yes.
Therefore, the armed men of Moab cry out, and their hearts are faint. My heart cries out over Moab. And I must be Isaiah.
I'm assuming, since Isaiah is the one prophesizing this. Yeah.
So even my heart, Isaiah, cries over Moab.
Well, yeah. Wow. It's never. I can't imagine not being sad if somebody was dying. If people were dying.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Her fugitives flee as far as Zoar, as far as Eglath Shelishiyah. They go up the hill to Luhith, weeping as they go.
Okay.
On the road to Horonaim, they lament their destruction.
I see.
The waters of Nimrim are dried up, and the grass is withered.
That's no good.
The vegetation is gone, and nothing green is left.
Okay.
Maybe they should go cry over there, and then their tears can water the field.
Yeah.
That was
that
mean.
Would not,
I'm sorry.
That would not. Yeah.
That was mean.
That was mean.
Sorry. Sorry, Moab. So the wealth they have acquired and stored up, they carry away over the ravine of the poplars. Their outcry echoes along the border of Moab. Their wailing reaches as far as Eglaim. Their lamentation as far as Beer-Elim. The waters of Damon are full of blood, but I will bring still more upon Damon, a lion upon the fugitives of Moab, and upon those who remain in the land. The end.
So they didn't specifically state this, but God's never really fought on his own.
Right.
Right? Like he always brings people in to do the fighting for him. So it sounds to me like the Israelites are literally warring against the Moabites.
That's what it sounds like.
And killing a lot of them and driving them out of their homes, which sounds pretty shitty to me.
Yeah,
actually.
It kind of sounds like what's happening right now between the Israelites and the Palestinians.
Right.
In a way.
Yeah, whatever happened here, it's a really poetic way of saying they got shit on by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say that God was doing it because they're not godly, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing here, I guess.
And that's why their waters are full of blood and they're going to get a lion put upon them.
Right. So Moabites got it bad in this chapter, I guess.
Again, even though they say it's more nuanced than this, worship me or I will kill you.
Right. That's essentially what it always boils down to, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me
at
what
the very
I want.
least. At the very least, he's going to abandon you.
Mm-hmm.
At the very, very least.
You better hope I abandon you.
Right.
Because otherwise,
and not kill you.
I will kill you.
Or enslave you. Because, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I don't have anything else to add. This was a very short chapter.
Very short. And
we've been running across a lot of those lately.
Very sad.
Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's sad insofar as people died, but they also died so many years ago that it's hard to quantify what actually happened here. And
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not sad. It is sad. Any human tragedy is sad, but they are long gone.
Right. It's just that we're supposed to be like, well, that's what they get for not worshiping God right and not being Israelites.
Right. I think that's the more important statement here is that in the context of the Bible, if you see this as a good thing, that's kind of you're terrible.
Yeah.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like you should never celebrate other people killing other people or God killing other people. That's horrible.
Right.
And I don't understand why people think that it is right or correct.
Yeah, like I don't particularly care about the Moabites, so
right.
I'm not like
I don't know
sad.
who the fuck they are really.
Right. I'm not particularly sad that they died. I'm just sad that anybody was killed in the name of you didn't worship my God. So
right.
and also I want your land real bad.
It's the general idea of how they treat people and like in these situations that are not part of their religion.
Mm-hmm.
And how they murder them without question, and they don't really feel unjustified in doing so.
Right. So. And then people today point to it and say, that's right and good and just.
Right. It's part of the justification for Israel's current state of things.
Yeah.
They justify Israel because what? Israel's supposed to be there. That's their land.
Yeah. Says so in the Bible.
Says so in the Bible.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, enough rambling about that. That was a really short chapter. That was Isaiah chapter 15.
Sure as fuck was.
And today is Friday, so we will be back tomorrow with
Q&A Saturday.
And then on Sunday, I believe we are doing
Patreon.
And then I will get a weekly wrap-up done, and we will be back on Monday with
Isaiah chapter 16.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what today is?
Well, it is Saturday, which means that today is
Q&A Saturday.
That's right.
And it's on a Saturday this time.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
So, since we're doing a Q&A, what are we Q&Aing today?
Well, we're going over Isaiah chapters 11 through 15. That's what we read this past week.
Indeed.
And I have a couple of small things to say. One is about Isaiah chapter 11, verse 9. and we had a question about a word. What's a lordess? And I joked around lardass.
Okay.
So I'm going to clarify that.
Sure.
And then the other was about Isaiah chapter 14, referencing light bringer or Satan,
the Morning
like
Star.
that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely. I was curious about that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you ready to get into this and find out what all that's about?
I sure as fuck am.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, Q&A Saturday. Here we go.
Okay.
So the first question was about Isaiah chapter 11, verse 9.
Lourdes. Okay.
The verse itself read, "They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lordess, the water cover the sea."
Yeah, that was weird.
It was, but here's what happened.
Okay.
The thing that I was reading had a typo.
Well, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
So it was just Lord.
Yeah, well, it's Lord as. The earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes a fuck ton more sense.
That makes so much more sense. So this is what I wrote in my notes here.
Yeah.
Lordess is a fucking typo. Lol, 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 lol. It should read Lord as. Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
So that one wasn't very exciting, but funny.
I think it was funny because it just shows that we can make fuck ups, and I mean,
what's the Bible like? We don't ever know if they're making up a word that we just don't
right.
know, or if it's a typo. Apparently,
yeah.
So.
I mean, it wasn't like, okay, when I said we can make fuck ups, it wasn't like our fault per se. Like, it really wasn't.
If we would have sat there and thought about it for a minute, we might have been able to come up with, yeah, that's a fucking typo. Look,
maybe.
I'm just saying, if we had taken the time to sit down and look at it and be like, Lordess.
The sentence doesn't even read properly.
Lord as. Yeah. And then it would read, so maybe.
I doubt it because that one was just too weird.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to say that I'm an idiot, a dum-dum, if you will, and I read badly a typo.
Got it.
I don't entirely blame myself because
it was a typo.
It wasn't my typo.
Right.
But there it is. There you have it.
Yep.
That happened.
That's the one.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the confusion that I put out into the world. That was my bad.
Right.
And now I have cleared that up.
Okay. Yep.
So let's move on to Isaiah chapter 14.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to reread the whole chapter, obviously.
No.
But there were lots of references to Lightbringer and Falling Star, Shining Star,
Morning Star,
all that stuff, right? And they were talking about Babylon and the king of Babylon.
That's what I was kind of asking.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe they were referring, like, those are also terms for Lucifer, so I thought maybe they were referring to the king of Babylon as Lucifer, or similar tonnage to that extent.
Sure. And that has been theorized as well. But the thing is, at the time that this was written, they didn't have a word for Lucifer. Like, they didn't have a word for Lucifer, Satan, that kind of thing.
But it's interesting that a lot of those words that they used to describe the king of Babylon then became words for Lucifer.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Lucifer was never a name. It became a name.
Sure.
It was a title, an office holder.
Uh-huh.
So it's not that there was a name that we referred to later as a bad guy. It's a bad guy of any ilk, and, with all of these other descriptors in his repertoire.
Yeah.
We sum that up as a Lucifer, like a noun, and then later on that became a name in and of itself that we refer to as not just a bad guy, but the biggest bad guy of all.
So, but I would like to dig more into this maybe.
Sure.
Because
and I would
Morningstar and, like the names there's multiple names for Lucifer that are used in this chapter, and apparently they are all to describe this Babylonian king.
Right.
Fucker must have been bad.
Right.
Obviously.
Well, according to these guys, he was bad.
Right, according to these guys. Yeah. The Israelites.
Yeah.
Right? But
Isaiah.
Specifically. Right, specifically Isaiah.
Yeah.
So, but to the extent that he is...
They're describing him as the worst of Lucifer. The worst. No, he was not being described or compared to Lucifer.
I understand that. But the names they're giving this Babylonian king later describe a god of evil. That they are the same words used for either one.
Yes and no. We now ascribe a lot more to that than what the Bible does. We're not there yet. So we can't say one way or the other, you and I, yet, because we're not there. But when we quote unquote get to these parts where Lucifer is described, we're gonna see that a lot of it was taken out of context and given more meaning. Like we think that the name Lucifer as an entity and a bad being has more meaning than the Bible actually gave him.
I don't doubt that. But at the same time, it's interesting that multiple names for Lucifer are used for this king also. That's all I'm saying. It's interesting to me.
Well, I think that you have it exactly backwards. It's multiple names for this guy, then go on to become multiple names for so bad, totally bad, baddest bad.
Got it.
Just like that Babylonian guy back then. No, so bad. And then one of those words gets translated as Lucifer.
Okay.
You see what I mean? It's not that the guy was compared to Lucifer. It's that badness was compared to the Babylonian king, and a word arose from that.
I see. So there's no conflating of the Babylonian king for Lucifer? Correct. That's not something that even...
They weren't there yet.
No, I know, but Christians didn't go back and say maybe this guy was...
Oh yeah, Christians have Lucifer. Done that, but Christians are kooks.
Right, but that's what I was trying to get at, though. We're reading the Christian Bible, right?
No, we're reading the Jewish Bible,
which will then continue into the Christian Bible.
Yes,
it's all one
and
book.
So they will say Isaiah was totally talking about Jesus and the devil and all that stuff, right? But they're wrong.
I understand, but we have to take it both ways, though, because people are going to a lot of Christians are going to interpret this as the devil and not the Babylonian king.
Well, they can if they want to, but they're wrong.
But I'm asking you a question.
What is your question? What is your question?
Do Christians view this as possibly the devil?
Oh, Christians today do, because Christians haven't actually read the Bible.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I guess I'm not really understanding your question.
Okay. I understand that Christians today who haven't read the Bible think of this as the devil.
Are you asking
Christians
what scholars?
Who have read the Bible? Do Christians who have read the Bible attribute any meaning to Lucifer in this book?
To retrofit it the same way that they do say that he's talking about Jesus. Yes, Christians do. But scholars agree, but that's not what Isaiah was saying.
Okay, but apologists who have read the Bible do try to attribute meaning to Lucifer in this book.
Of course they do.
Okay.
That was never in doubt.
I didn't know because I didn't do the research. I just heard you read the chapter.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out what you know.
Okay.
And that's all.
Okay. Well,
I'm trying to draw it out of you because
I didn't really understand your question.
I just want to know what the fuck's up with Lucifer as far as Christians are concerned in this Bible.
Well,
in this chapter.
It depends on who you're asking as. If you are asking...
I'm asking somebody who's curious about all takes on this matter.
Okay, well, I'm only curious about actual interpretation by scholars. And scholars have said, yeah, no, that's not what he was talking about.
But scholars is dependent on who's saying they're a scholar. So a Christian's going to say, an apologist Christian who has read the Bible and studied the Bible is going to say they're a scholar. They're going to come up with a different opinion about what happened. It doesn't make them not a scholar. It makes them more biased because they're not taking into account a lot of things that an actual scholar would do.
Well, I'm talking about actual scholars,
right?
Not Christian apologist scholars.
I understand.
I'm talking about actual scholars who are able to compare the language of the time and tell you what was happening and what kind of things were being said.
I understand.
And that's what I'm telling you.
I guess what I was really curious about, and maybe am still curious about, even after we're done with this Q&A, and maybe would like to dive into a little bit more, would be the origins of the name Lucifer,
sure,
and Morningstar, and
that particular brand of the King of Hell, or
and
whatever.
how did all these names then become the devil?
Like,
right?
At what point in history did this shit get retrofitted?
Right.
Okay, that's a good question.
And
that's
so
a fair
to me,
question.
there's I guess this is why I'm nitpicking you about it, because to me, there's a bigger story here.
Oh, no, I totally agree. And I do want to research this more.
Okay.
But for all intents and purposes, the answer to the question is Isaiah 14 is not actually about Lucifer.
Right.
It's about the Babylonian king, and we humans later on retrofitted and stole a lot of the descriptors and the language to mean what we wanted it to mean. And
okay.
So that's where that sits for the moment.
All right.
Till we do more research specifically just into that.
Okay.
Because
maybe we've got a Patreon coming up this weekend.
We do.
Still.
We do.
Do we have anything? I mean, we might, maybe.
We might look into Lucifer, because clearly that is where you're
curious.
at right now.
I'm very curious.
See, okay, I feel like we were trying to have two separate discussions, because I was trying to talk about Isaiah chapter 14 from the Isaiah chapter 14 perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And you were trying to talk about Lucifer outside of the context of that chapter.
Only because those names resonate so much further than this chapter.
No, and I totally agree, but that's beyond the scope of what I was getting into for this discussion.
Okay.
And for this Q&A about chapters 11 through 15.
Well, I'm not going to say I was disappointed, but I'm not going to not say I was disappointed.
Well, I'm not going to say that I disagree with you. I do want to know more.
Right.
But I wasn't looking at it from the grander scope of a, rabbit hole.
Okay.
I was looking at it purely from the, what did Isaiah mean here?
Got it. Okay.
So
that's fine. I just was trying to clarify a couple of points, because we are talking about something that later indicates Lucifer and Satan.
Sure. And the show Lucifer is so good and has nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Right.
Except
in any way whatsoever.
Except that everybody does call him Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah.
Which is just so cool. And his brother Amenadiel calls him Lucy, which I fucking love.
Don't you just want a reason to talk about, say the words Lucifer and Morningstar and Lightbringer a lot in an episode?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be fun?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's just, that's not what I was doing, though.
No, I got you.
I apologize. I didn't realize that you were going to be so.
Well, maybe not just me. I'm trying to be the everyman. Like, I'm trying to be the person that's like, but you said Lucifer in this chapter. I want to know what the fuck's happening here about Lucifer.
Okay, and I hear you, but actually Lucifer was never said in this chapter.
No,
You said Lucifer. Nobody else said Lucifer.
They said Morningstar. They said Lightbringer.
They did.
Those things were mentioned.
They were.
Those things are things that
are
Lucifer
/
Satan is called at if not in the Bible, at some point in time.
This is really going to blow your mind. Satan and Lucifer are not the same being.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that bomb I just threw. And on that note, bye.
Bye.
What a grenade. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know what the hell we're doing today?
Well, we're a little bit late, but we are doing, I think, a special episode today. Is that right?
Because it's Sunday and we're doing Patreon.
Right. And I might have a guess at what we're doing, but I'm going to let you cover it. So what are we doing today?
Okay, so let me just read you this note that I wrote to myself.
Okay.
Isaiah 14 is not about Lucifer. It's about how the Babylonian king is a complete trash person.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then tell me more about this light bringer morning star person. That's the note that I literally wrote to myself.
I couldn't let it stand because honestly, we got into a little bit of an argument about Satan and how Christians interpret it versus Judaism interprets it. And so I wanted to know more about the terms, the names, the things.
Lucifer as Satan, as evil, as what?
Right.
What is?
Yeah.
Who day?
So I guess we're talking about
Lucifer
today.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot. And here's the thing. I kept taking notes right up until the point that you said, let's do this, because I could just keep going and going and going and going because there's just so much fucking material on all of those guys.
And just so you guys know, I know wife won't like this, but she worked on this all day yesterday and had a bunch of notes and then lost them.
Shut up.
So really, she did double work for this. So you should all thank her for going back and redoing it.
I really hate you for sharing that because I had literally forgotten about it until you just brought it up. And yeah, that was
but
a thing.
But that's partly why it's coming out late. So we apologize. And it wasn't anybody's fault except for, the world just sucks sometimes and things happen badly.
Well,
so
I mean, I'll take it. It was me. I did a thing and my notes got lost.
It's all right.
Wow.
We're about to do the episode, so let's go do the episode.
Let's talk about how Lucifer is such a bitch. All right, so let's get academic for a second and talk about Lucifer.
Okay. Yeah?
Here's the boring part.
The boring part? Fuck the boring part.
Well, see, Lucifer originally wasn't even an entity.
No?
No. It's the Latin name for the morning appearances of the planet Venus.
Oh.
You know Venus, right?
I do. It's not very Satan-y.
I'm your baby. I'm your fire and your desire. Bananarama. Yeah. She's got it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, baby.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Hey, here's the thing. For the longest time, I thought that song was by Madonna. I didn't know it was by Bananarama.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you who it was by. So
I'm your Venus. I said I'm your baby, but it's I'm your Venus.
Yeah.
I'm your fire.
Right.
And your desire.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what Lucifer was. That planet, Venus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It corresponds to the Greek names Phosphorus, which means light bringer.
Okay.
And Eosphorus, which is dawn bringer.
All right.
Because you see that planet in the morning with the dawn.
Well, I mean, you can see it
during
other
the day,
times in the middle of the night.
But the times that it's most visible and noticeable to these
is when it's the only
people,
thing you can see in the sky, basically.
Right above the horizon in the morning.
Got it.
And they're like, oh, look at that.
Sure.
So the entity's Latin name was subsequently absorbed into Christianity as a name for the devil, but it did not start out that way.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
These Greek guys were like, look at that shit.
It's bringing light. That's the light right there.
It's a planet that we don't know it's a planet.
It's
a thing in the morning. It's the
bright.
Dawn. It's the light bringer.
It's really bright.
It's the light bringer.
Yeah.
It brings the light.
It sounds like a good thing.
And it did start out that way. Yes. Modern scholarship generally translate the term in the relevant Bible passage that brought this on, Isaiah 14, verse 12.
Okay.
So where the Greek Septuagint, the Greek translation, reads it as morning star or shining one, rather than a proper noun, Lucifer with a capital L, which is what's found in the Latin Vulgate.
Okay. All right.
So originally it... Oh no, what happened?
Well, this is a special Patreon episode, actually. Which means that they need to go to Patreon and subscribe as a patron in order to listen to it.
Okay, well, I guess that we are going to go do that now.
Yeah, just head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse, become a member for as low as $2 a month, and you'll have access to all these special things and goodies too. So, go do that.
So this was just a teaser.
Yeah, teaser.
Okay, just
Bye.
checking.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.